In this video, I'm going to be answering your first question about fan editing. How do you do it? I'm going to show you how to start making your own fan edits without spending a penny on software. There are paid software options out there if you have money to spend, but I'm going to show you how to do it for free. If you've ever thought about doing a fan edit of your own but don't know how to get started, this is the video for you. Your first question might be, why should you listen to me? Well, at the time of recording this video in early May 2023, I can give you 417 reasons why so far. 417 fan edits over 16 years is more than anybody else on the planet, making me the world's most experienced fan editor. So with that out of the way, let's get started. The production process of a fan edit is the same as a movie or TV show. Phase 1, development. Phase 2, pre-production. Phase 3, production. Phase 4, post-production. In this video, we'll keep the focus on phases 1 and 2, the ones you need to get a handle on to get started as a fan editor. So phase 1, the development stage, has 2 steps, and step 1 is motivation. Knowing what you want to achieve with your fan edit and why you want to do it is fundamental to the process. As an example, in my fan edit of the Doctor Who story The Brain of Morbius, I wanted to fix the mind-bending contest so that the last Doctor we see is Hartnell. That was why I wanted to do the fan edit, and I did what I set out to do, resulting in something that, for me, is much more watchable and a lot more enjoyable. For the fan edit I'm working on at the moment, of Star Trek the Motion Picture, the motivation was to take a slow, boring movie and tighten up the pace, transforming it into the pilot episode of Star Trek Phase 2 it was originally meant to be, and in 4:3 instead of 16:9, running about an hour instead of 2. Know why you want to do what you want to do before you start to do it. That's what will help motivate you to keep going when it gets frustrating, as it sometimes can when something turns out to be harder to achieve than you thought. Step 2 is composition. A fan edit is defined as a transformative work as it transforms the original into something else. A movie or series of movies split up into episodes, or a series of episodes combined to make a movie. Such transformation differentiates the narrative functions and format of the edit from that of the source material, which is why, in legal terms, they're classified as transformative rather than derivative. So you want to transform that movie into a better version than the one the studio put out on DVD, probably by taking out all the bits you don't like, leaving only the stuff you do, so it's more fun to watch. So what sort of fan edit do you want to do? What form is it going to take? There are 3 basic types of fan edit. The compilation edit is where you take episodes of a TV show and combine them together to make a movie. So for instance, you could take the WandaVision TV show and make it into the Scarlet Witch movie. The episodic edit is where you take a series of movies, such as Star Wars or John Wick, and split them up into episodes. So a TV show as a movie, or a movie as a TV show. The combination edit is where you take footage from different shows and put them together to, for instance, tell the story of Captain Jack Harkness, from leaving the Christopher Eccleston Doctor, to joining Torchwood, to meeting the David Tennant Doctor. Or you could integrate Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. within the events of Thor: The Dark World and or Captain America: Winter Soldier. Phase 2 is the pre-production phase of making a fan edit and involves a minimum of 3 steps. The first step is sourcing the footage you want to edit. For legal reasons, I'm obliged to point out that when you make a fan edit, you should own the DVD or Blu-ray of the thing you'll be editing. Emphasis on should. Whilst technically and legally fan edits are an infringement of copyright, they are covered by the Fair Use and Transformative Works defence, and their impact on the finances of the mega corporations who funded, produced, released and marketed them for profit is negligible to non-existent. If anything, they're free publicity. There are 2 sources for fan editing material: physical media and online. When it comes to my Doctor Who edits, I own every single one of them on DVD, all bought and paid for, and that was where those edits were sourced from. But occasionally, you won't be able to find a commercial release for something you really want to edit, and so you have to resort to tracking it down online. If that's the case, be aware that MKV files will require conversion to either AVI or MP4 before you can edit them. Having worked out what you want to do and why you want to do it, you can move to step 2, which is ripping the footage from the DVD or Blu-ray that you own so you can edit it. Now, if you have money to spend, you can purchase programs if you want, but there are free options that will do the job just as well, but it's your money, it's up to you. However, if, like me, you prefer the idea of fan editing for free, then the program you need is DVD Shrink. You can use DVD Shrink to either rip the entire file or just the bit you want. The advantage of DVD Shrink over other ripping software is that it has a preview window which helps you locate the bit you want to use, and you can use that as a guide to speed up setting the in and out points for ripping just the bit you want. Software like DVD Decryptor, on the other hand, doesn't have a preview window and will only rip all of whatever it is that's on that part of the DVD. So having ripped the DVD footage, the next step is the actual editing. When it comes to editing software, there are plenty of paid programs out there that you can buy, but you don't have to use Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve when you're just getting started. The best free options for Windows users are HitFilm, OpenShot, and Shotcut. Try them all and use the one you're most comfortable with. All you need is something that gives you the option of multiple video and audio tracks, but check your system meets the minimum requirements. So step 1, work out what you want to do and why you want to do it. Step 2, buy the DVD or find it online. Step 3, rip the DVD using DVD Shrink. Import the file you want into HitFilm or your editing program of choice, and you're ready to go. Now you're ready to do the actual editing, and then when you're finished, to export the edit as a new file, preferably to an external hard drive for safety. When it comes to actually editing the ripped footage, you can be as creative as you like, depending on what you want to achieve. You can take scenes out, move scenes around, incorporate extended or deleted scenes, do colour in black and white, put in new FX shots, or alter and augment existing ones, change the colour balance, add subtitles, do a comedy dub, add your own narration. There's no limit to how creative you can be with fan edits. Now finally, we need to talk about audio. There are 3 types of things you can edit when it comes to audio: footage with a mono soundtrack, footage with a stereo soundtrack, and footage with surround sound, which is 5:1 audio. 5 audio tracks of music, sound effects and dialogue, and 1 bass or rumble track. If you want to edit mono or stereo, you're fine as is, but if you want to edit 5:1 sound, you will need 2 additional programs. Audacity, which is a free audio editing program that you've probably heard of, and the FFmpeg plugin for Audacity, so you can extract the individual audio channels from what you ripped from the DVD. If you don't have FFmpeg installed, Audacity will only see the stereo full final mix when you open up the file. If you do have FFmpeg, you will have the option of extracting all 6 audio tracks of the 5:1 surround sound from the file you ripped. But as someone experienced in these things, I need to give you a word of warning. If you rip a clip of something that's 5:1 with DVD Shrink, and then try to extract the 5:1 audio in Audacity, be aware that those audio channels won't always be in sync with the video, which means you may have to sync them manually to the full audio mix, which I've done, and believe me, it's a complete pain in the arse. So if you want to edit 5:1 audio, my advice is rip the entire file, not just clips. My last piece of advice for you if you're starting out is to do your first edit with archive material, something that's in either mono or stereo, like I did with Doctor Who. That will get you used to making simple cuts and covering the audio transitions from one scene to another. But if you want to dive right into working with something in 5.1, you go right ahead. Download DVD Shrink and Hit Film and get started on being a fan editor. The fan editor you've always wanted to be.